It's time for Saint Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.
Hello and welcome to Saint Lucia Magazine. This is the September 2024 edition. I am your host, Nivalo Geest. In this month's recap, Julian Alfred is honored for her success and Parliament has passed the insolvency legislation. The details of these stories and more are coming up in the recap. To begin the recap, St. Lucia was abuzz with excitement as track sensation Julian Alfred returned home after her historic wins in the Paris Olympics. In a hero's welcome, Julian Alfred's homecoming gripped St. Lucia, bringing the nation to a stop in tribute of her exploits on the global stage. The celebrations kicked off the moment she landed at the Hiranora International Airport, where she was welcomed with pomp and ceremony. The festivities journeyed from the south to the north with an impressive motorcade of grateful St. Lucians who came out to celebrate the double medalists winning gold and silver in two prestigious events of track and field. St. Lucia lined the streets to honor its national hero, the start of 4 days of intense jubilation. July 27th was declared Julian Alfred Day, a national holiday. Julian Alfred, in her signature humility, was moved by the tributes, schools' rallies, recognition ceremonies, and the big concert for Julian Alfred Day were testimonies to her achievements for herself and her country. Now, let's take a look at the unforgettable highlights.
Ladies and gentlemen, before landing, please raise the back of your seat to an upright position, following your tray table and fasten your seatbelt. Make sure the armrests are down and the window blinds are fully open.
Islands, c'est incroyable.
Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. St. Lucia's only made for love. So much more for us. Come here for love. How you doing? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, I have to put a pin in this here.
My pleasure. I'm so nervous.
Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. What forever it? Friends and breakaway. Friends and family. Proud of it, proud of it.
I just want to say that God has really blessed the nation, the only nation named after a woman in the entire world. And it is a woman that has taken us to the pinnacle of the entire globe.
Julian was a very obedient child. She worked very hard, and that is why today she is the best in the world at what she does. So today, at the Big Stadium Footprint, we have hundreds of Julian Alfred sitting in the stands and walking on the outfield.
And I don't want to bore you with my story of how I grew up and my struggles and how hard it was in my career. But it's been a journey for me to get to this point. I didn't just get here because the Olympic champion just magical. It took a lot of hard work, dedication, but I never give up on my dreams ever.
We wanted something that she truly loves, and she truly loves St. Lucia.
Right now, I'm not sure which one means the most to me, winning the Olympic gold or just being an ambassador. for St. Lucia.
But I can tell you there's a lot of excitement already for Julian, for what she can do, and she can add to the promotion of St. Lucia. But over the last 2 days, my respect and regard for her has gone beyond measure. Simply because of how she's made herself available to St. Lucians, to reach out to St. Lucians, and to share herself with St. Lucians.
Julian Alfred was born on the 10th of June 2001, and is a St. Lucian athlete from this beautiful community of Cicero in South Castries.
The people who watched me grow perhaps saw me on the road, on crates, climbing trees, riding bikes, running around the Cicero playing field, refusing to go home because I just love being on the road and just love having fun. Right where you guys are sitting right now, I stood there just over a decade ago, dreaming of what I wanted my life to be like. I wanted to be the next Usain Bolt, I said, not knowing what it would take to be just like my idol, the sacrifices needed to get there. But I had a dream, and I'm sure you do too. The youth of today, if I don't say anything else to you, I want to leave this short word of encouragement. Never give up.
Julian, you're an inspiration to me, to our people, and you give us hope. You have been a source of inspiration to all St. Lucians, especially our youth. That's through hard work, dedication, and self-belief we can be among the best in the world. Some may say that our size belies the success of our people, with world-class achievements in economics, literature, and sports. But this would only be true if talent was just a function of geography and resources. Talent resides in people, and therefore, we can be as good as any, or even better, if we are prepared to dedicate ourselves to the work that is necessary to be the best we can.
Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. With all the wonders in the world, St. Lucia's only meant for me. So much history to be told and so much more for eyes to see. The colors feel the love, I can tell you all the way. Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. It don't matter where I voyage, it don't matter where I roam. Majestic people standing tall, they're guiding me back home. Raise your flags, the skies above, I can tell you all the way. Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. So I could go up forever there to feel all the vibes and break away. I could take a trip to link up with friends and family. To my land of birth, the place I love.
The Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, in collaboration with the National Lotteries Authority, will award each Olympian $25,000. Upper Twatide Modest will be ensured that he owns his home in Sweet St. Lucia. Compliments of the Government of Saint Lucia, a complete payout to him.
We will name the Millennium Highway from Cul-de-sac to Laptop Roundabout the Julian Alfred Highway. We will construct a monument at the Cul-de-sac Roundabout in honor of Julian Alfred. He will get from the people of St. Lucia $1 million.
With God as my guide, I pledge allegiance to my country, St. Lucia.
Let us all direct towards the youth of the country
There can be many more Julian Alfreds, Logan Spencers, Darren Sammys, Daniel Schaeffers, Johnson Charles. Let us continue to support our youth.
Let me see your hand. I know every Saint Lucian.
The Parliament of Saint Lucia has passed the Insolvency Act. The legislation will modernize the credit sector in Saint Lucia and provide protection and benefits for both creditors and debtors. More in this report from Glenn Simon.
The Government of Saint Lucia on Monday, 16 October 2024, presented the Insolvency Bill for debate in the House of Assembly. The bill, which was introduced by Attorney General Leslie Mondesi, was taken through all its stages at this sitting. Insolvency occurs when an individual or company can no longer meet their debt obligations. For a business, this means that its liabilities exceed the value of its assets and income. The Attorney General expounded on the merits of the bill.
Now, this bill consists of many advantages to consumers and offers a level of protection for them. These advantages include: 1. Permits a borrower to negotiate a partial or total wipe-off of his debts. 2. Establishes a low-cost, out-of-court restructuring process whereby borrowers can work with their creditors to negotiate a mutually beneficial solution. 3. Gives borrowers the power to stop creditors from pursuing them. 4. Permits borrowers to stop the sale of consumers' assets while they resolve their debt payments. It allows for protection of the primary residence of a debtor, where a certain amount of a debtor's equity in their primary residence is exempt from creditors.
Former Prime Minister and member for Beaufort South, Honorable Kenny D. Anthony, stressed the importance of explaining to the general public the implications and transformation this legislation seeks to create.
This bill will require massive public education to explain the purpose of the bill, the provisions of the bill, and the implications of the bill.
Minister for Agriculture and member for Dennery South, Honorable Alfred Prosper, highlighted the importance of the insolvency legislation for fishers and farmers.
Bill ça la nous ka passer aujourd'hui, c'est pas un bill qui point possession of caillou sous pas ça payer banque là pour yon mois. So c'est pêcheur, c'est farmer qui peut-être ni mortgage et qui ont dans situation côté là dans hurricane là dans manière côté yo pas ça vendre produit yo et yo pas ça faire programme agricole, they will be able to sit, engage the bank and have a discussion.
Prime Minister of Saint Lucia, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, emphasized that this legislation will modernize not only the credit sector in Saint Lucia, but also the relationship between creditors and debtors.
This legislation, Mr. Speaker, will modernize the entire environment so that when someone, a business or an individual is under pressure, Mr. Speaker, he will be able to go and speak to his creditor and say that I am under pressure. Let us talk to each other.
The Curriculum and Material Development Unit, CAMDU, in the Ministry of Education is registering continuous strides in modernizing education through a major initiative aimed at digitizing the school's curricula. Key Battalion has more in this report.
Educators are now better equipped to meet the needs of students through innovative action by the Ministry of Education's Curriculum and Material Development Unit, CAMDU. A recently held two-day workshop marked a key point of development in the second phase of an ambitious digital content project set to transform national curricula into electronic books accessible to students and teachers. Content writers and individuals forming the technical team received guidance on the requirements for the initiative from ministry officials. Expressing jubilance at the commencement of the second phase, Education Officer Gianetti George emphasized the value in harnessing local talent, thoughts echoed by Deputy Chief Education Officer Cyrus Sipal.
The Government of Saint Lucia, Ministry of Education, and then by extension, our dynamic Minister, Honorable Sean Edward, saw the need to invest in you and then to bring into fruition the reality of understanding that you can produce what we want in Saint Lucia. After you would have created the curriculum, the books that you would have done, at the end of the year, I am happy to say on behalf of the government that we will not close shop on the students and ask the schools or the government to pay another set of money to continue using the books. But because it is locally created, and then as I said, Camdu spearheading that, then we have the confidence that what we are going to give our students, it will not just be used by one set of students for 1 year, but over the years, they're going to get access to it.
The initiative forms part of the interactive and digital content project launched by the Ministry of Education in November 2023, with 5 ebooks created as part of Phase 1.
The Ministry of Agriculture, in partnership with the Food and Agriculture Organization, launched a new technical cooperation program to promote climate-smart agriculture in St. Lucia. The aim is to boost vegetable production by improving post-harvest practices and enhancing market access. CARICOM has set targets which will result in interventions to help address domestic shortages and improve crop quality. Zarek Felix reports.
With the CARICOM obligation to reduce selected vegetable targets by 25% by the year 2025, the Technical Cooperation Program is expected to improve domestic demands and shortages, the quality and standard of post-harvest crops and agro-processed goods, and the well-being and livelihood of the people. Plant Production and Protection Officer of the Food and Agriculture Organization, Melvin Medina Nevero, emphasizes his observation of several microclimate zones within St. Lucia with the condition of significant potential for high production.
We did our first initial assessment in February this year, and we visited different microclimate zones in the country. We visited low elevations, middle and high elevations, and we really found a very good potential because the types of soils are volcanic soils, are very, very productive. Of course, the project intends to keep them productive for a long time because we need to improve soil practices management. But at the same time, we found a very good conditions for year-round production because we want to extend the production season, and for that we need to have access to water for irrigation. That will allow us to grow also crops during the dry season. And there is water. There are rivers, there are springs that can be used sustainably for irrigation purposes and increase the production of high-value and nutritious vegetable crops.
Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development, Barrymore Felicia, expresses the importance of this project in the strengthening of policies and mechanisms, capacity building, and productivity in an effort to increase climate resilience of food and nutrition security in St. Lucia.
Under the program, we aim to optimize productivity, leverage innovative green technologies, build capacity and skills of farmers and extension officers. The ministry will also benefit from the strengthening of policies and mechanisms to increase climate resilience, gender responsiveness, and value chain development.
Tropical race 4, also known as TR4 disease affecting banana plants in the Caribbean, is being targeted for action. The Food and Agriculture Organization and the Caribbean Plant Health Directors Forum hosted a regional workshop to improve readiness for TR4. Zarek Felix reports.
With the looming threat of the potential outbreak of tropical race 4, TR4, within the Caribbean Plant Health Directors Forum and the Food and Agriculture Organization undertook a week-long regional workshop aimed at enhancing regional preparedness. Focusing on the Fusarium oxysporum TR4 strains, the workshop trained 20 participants from 10 countries using a farmer field school approach. Using a mixture of classroom sessions and field visits, the workshop focused on enhancing preventative capacity, conducting surveillance and monitoring, analyzing risk, and analyzing strict protective measures to prevent the introduction of TR4. Plant Production and Protection Officer of the Food and Agriculture Organization, Melvin Medina Navarro, expressed the importance of this workshop concerning the economic impact and food security of the Caribbean countries.
FAO is supporting this because for us it's a very important crop for economic reasons and also for food and nutrition security. And so we are in collaboration with Say PhD. We decided to invite 2 participants from each country, 10 countries. We have 20 participants here representing 10 countries. And one of the main objectives is to increase the capacities to understand how to diagnose and how to prevent the Fusarium TR4 that is a threat for the region. And the objective also is to keep the region free of the disease that is affecting. It's a fungal disease called the Fusarium TR4.
The recently launched St. Lucia's Civil Society Platform for Social Protection is focusing on an innovative tool that promises to transform the nation's approach to poverty reduction. Outcomes from the revised National Social Protection Policy indicate significant steps towards more effective and sustainable social protection measures. Anissa Antoine reports.
The Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment launched the Civil Society Platform for Social Protection, marking a significant milestone in the implementation of St. Lucia's National Social Protection Policy 2022-2030. The inaugural meeting held at the National Skills Development Center brought together representatives from various non-governmental organizations, government officials, and stakeholders in the social protection sector. The key discussion points included the structure and function of the social protection system, the implementation of the NSPP Action Plan, registration processes for civil society organizations, and the role of civil society in supporting vulnerable populations. Mr. Kendall Elver, Deputy Director of Social Transformation, emphasized the critical importance of this initiative.
The Ministry of Equity says civil society organizations has been very important in the quest to achieve the mandate of protecting all St. Lucians from shocks such as what we had during the COVID pandemic, shocks that you experience throughout your life if somebody becomes unemployed, if somebody falls into poverty. The Ministry of Equity recognizes that various civil society organizations are contributing towards this very important process.
The Civil Society Platform aims to provide a formal mechanism for civil society organizations and beneficiaries to participate in shaping social protection policies and programs in St. Lucia. This collaborative approach is expected to enhance the effectiveness and reach of social protection initiatives across the island.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, through the Project Implementation Unit, concluded a training program on quality improvements to bring about better patient outcomes. More in this report from Fennel Neptune.
The quality improvement training organized by the Project Implementation Unit within the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs culminated with a closing ceremony where participants were provided with certification in quality improvement. This certification signifies that the participants have gained knowledge of the application and utilization of quality improvement methods and techniques to enhance healthcare service delivery. Principal Nursing Officer Julietta Cassius was recognized and praised for initiating the training and ensuring it came to fruition. In her absence, Acting Assistant Principal Nursing Officer Pusha Judah reiterated the importance of such a valuable training and called on the health team to be proud of their accomplishments and to continue working and make use of the new knowledge and skills acquired.
The QI team within the facilities in all 9 regions, which is every staff at the facilities, will continue to work together to establish improvement plans to include team responsibilities, and which would not just apply to hypertension and diabetes management, but can also apply the QI principles of improvement across all programs in primary care with the ultimate goal of improving processes and outcomes and ensuring sustainability.
Director of Universal Health Coverage, Dr. Alicia Eugene Ford, who represented the Permanent Secretary, welcomed the training and highlighted the need to make quality improvement a top priority as it directly impacts the well-being and outcomes of patients.
I note your role, your very important role here as participants of this training. I also note the importance of performance-based financing pilot project in all of this. That's important. And how it has a big role to play in the wider picture of universal health coverage that we're working towards as an island.
The Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment has initiated a review of its process for grants beneficiaries as the public assistance and child disability programs near capacity limits. Anissa Antoine tells us more.
With the public assistance and child disability programs of the welfare unit nearing full capacity, a critical 6-week review process for grant beneficiaries has begun. The review, running from September 9th, 2024 through to October 18th, 2024, is crucial for beneficiaries to update their information and renew their cards, ensuring that only eligible people continue to receive support. Acting Deputy Director of the Welfare Unit in the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment, Jean McFarlane, highlighted the growing challenge of managing the grant programs, noting that there is currently a significant waitlist for new applicants. Families whose children are turning 21 and aging out of the child disability program are urged to act, as these beneficiaries may no longer qualify but may be eligible for public assistance to continue receiving support. McFarlane stressed the importance of beneficiaries visiting their local welfare offices to confirm their details and maintain access to essential services.
Well, at this point, we do have a bit of a wait list. And if we're not able to remove persons, then it's natural that we'll not be able to add new applicants. And so it is a process whereby the child gets to 21, they're removed from the program, perhaps they apply for PAP, and we're able to now place new children, new applicants on the program.
During this review period, beneficiaries are required to provide identification, medical reports for those in need, proof of school attendance for children, and banking details to confirm active accounts. Failure to comply could result in a suspension of payments and a loss of access to essential services.
We have come to the end of St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up. A huge thank you to all who contributed to the production of this program, the National Television Network, GIS team, and the communication officers of the various ministries. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to join us next month for another episode of St. Lucia Magazine on NCN Channel 122 and the social media pages of the Government of Saint Lucia. Until next time, I am Nivalo Geist.
It's time for St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.